Welcome to Economics Trainer. This video was made to help you strengthen your skills in microeconomics. Here we have a sample question, care of brighttutoring.ca. It's the kind of question you'd expect to see on a test in a first-year microeconomics class. Let's work through it together. So here's the question. Consider a monopolist with a total cost curve of q squared plus 4q plus 36, which gives them a marginal cost equation of 2q plus 4. And then they face a market demand of market price P equals 100 minus Q. Now what we have to figure out is the monopolist equilibrium profit. And then once we have that, we have to find what happens in the market in terms of the gains from trade for consumer, producer, and total surplus, and then the deadweight loss created by the monopolist. So let's start off these questions by graphing out what we have here. So we have market quantity Q, market price P, and we know the demand curve starts at 100 and decreases from there. And then the marginal revenue equation will be double the slope. And then in terms of marginal cost, we can see, okay, that starts at 4 and then increases from there. So if we put 4 down here, we can increase our marginal cost. And then we know that in equilibrium here, that's where marginal revenue equals marginal cost, and that'll give you your profit maximizing quantity. So let's start off with this point here, and let's do MR equals MC. So marginal revenue is just double the slope of the demand curve, so it'll be 100 minus 2Q. We can do that shortcut because it's linear. And then for marginal cost, that was 2Q plus 4. So here we just have to solve for the quantity. So we have 96 is 4Q. So 96 divided by 4 is going to be 24. So that'll be this part down here. It's 24. And then once we have the market quantity, we go up to the demand curve here and set the market price P star. So here we take this, plug it back into the demand curve. We say market price P was 100 minus the quantity, which is now 24. So the equilibrium price P star is going to be 76. That's what we have here. So once we have the price and quantity, now I can use that to figure out profit, which is the first question. We know that's total revenue minus total cost. So total revenue is price times quantity. So we have 76 times 24. And then minus the total cost equation. See here, so that'd be Q squared plus 4Q plus 36. So our Q is 24. So we're going to have 24 squared plus 4 times 24 plus 36. So here we just have to calculate these numbers here. So let's see, we have 76 times 24 in the front. So it's 1824. And then let's deal with what we have here in the bracket. So we have 24 squared. It's 576. Plus, let's see, 4 times 24, which is 96. Plus 36. So let's see here, what do we have? So we have 1824 minus 576 minus 96, and then minus 36. So that'll be 1116. So that's going to be how much profit the monopolist makes here. So it'll be 1,116 for their profit. And now we have that figured out, and we can figure out consumer and producer surplus. So we know that's going to be, we have the consumer surplus in here. So that's going to be the consumer surplus. And then in here for the producer surplus, we'll have it down here and in here. And then, of course, the area we don't cover in here, that's going to be the deadweight loss. So now all we have to do is just figure out these triangles, and we should have most of the points now in this graph. So for consumer surplus here, that'd be base times height divided by 2. So we see, okay, well, the base is going from 0 to 24, so that's just 24. And then the height is going from 100 minus 76, so it's this gap here, so that's also going to be 24. And then divided by 2. So we know 24 times 24 is 576. We have that up there. I'm just going to divide that by 2. So 288. So that's the green area there for consumer surplus. Now for producer surplus, we have a triangle down here on the bottom, and we have a rectangle. So that one's going to be a little longer here. So we're going to have the triangle, base times height divided by 2. And then we have the rectangle, width times length. So here for this one, if we look at the triangle here, say, okay, we have the base, which is 0 to 24, but we need to figure out this height here. So we need to figure out this point here. So if we go over and say, okay, this is this point here, we have 24 at marginal cost, or marginal revenue, doesn't matter which one we use. So if we plug in 24 into marginal cost, which is 2Q plus 4, here we'll say, okay, that's going to be 48 plus 4, that's going to be 52. So that's going to be this point right in here is 52. So here, for the base of the triangle, we know it's 24. For the height of the triangle, we go from 52 down to 4. So 52 minus 4 is 48. And then divide that by 2. And then for the box here, this rectangle, we'd have everything we need. We have the width here, which is 24. And then for the length, it's going from 76 to 52. So that'll be also 24. So here we have 24 times 24, oh, that's 576. I had that from earlier. Same thing as this one. So we just have to do 576 times 2. So that'll be 1152. So that's going to be the big producer surplus in here. So once we have those, you can figure out total surplus, of course, is just producer plus consumer surplus. So if we add those two up, you get your total surplus. So we take, okay, we have this, we just add the 288. So we get 1440 for total. And then the last part here for deadweight loss, you just have to figure out this triangle here to here to here. So if we do deadweight loss here, same thing, base times height divided by 2, we can see, okay, the tricky part is doing the base, because we have to figure out this gap here. We have the height, we know it's 24, so what we have to do is figure out this point here. So if we look at this point here, okay, that's where marginal cost equals demand. So we'll have 2Q plus 4 equals 100 minus Q. So let's see, let's solve for Q here. So we have 96 would be 3Q. So here if we do 96 divided by 3, we get 32. So the Q hat, which is this spot down here, That's going to be 32 right here. So that helps because then we know the gap here for this is 32 minus 24. So we're going to have 8. And then the height going from here to here is 76 minus the 52, which is 24. And then divide by 2. So basically we're going to have 24 times 4. And that gives you 96 for the deadweight loss. And that's how you do that question. This video is brought to you by people who like, share, and subscribe to this channel. You can also support my work by buying me a coffee.